மா பிரம்மவத்து வாலன் சிவநிலை தவசற்சீடர் செரி குருவரன் சிற்கையன் உவகையோருருவன் தன்னுள் உவப்பவன் கழிமுகத்தன் அவனையான் தென்பான் மூர்த்தி அப்பனை ஏத்துவோமே அவனையான் தென்பான் மூர்த்தி அப்பனை ஏத்துவோமே. Hastamalaka. We will chant now. Everything okay?
No, becoming dark.
Dark. What is that? It's becoming dark?
Yes.
So switch on the light then. இங்குரு நீயார் பிள்ளாய் யாருடை மைந்தன் நீதான் எங்கு செல்கின்றாயுன் பேர் என்ன நீ எங்கிருந்து இங்கு வந்தன என் உள்ளம் இன்புற இசைப்பா என்று சங்கரன் நவிலப்பாலன் சாற்றிடவாய் தீரந்தான். இப்போ அத்தாமலகன் சொல்றான். நரநலன் சுரணியக்கண் நானலன் அந்தனன் மற்று அரசனும் வணிகன் சூத்ரன் அல்லனர் பிரம்மச்சாரி கிரகியும் வானப்பிரத்தன் கேடகல் சந்நியாசி நிறையினில் ஆறும் அல்லேன் நிசபோத வடிவனாமே. சூரியன் சகத்தொழிற்கு சொற்றிடும் நிமித்தமென்ன ஆருளம் சச்சுவாதி ஆட்டத்திற்கேதுவாவன் ஆரெலாம் உபாதியும் விட்டு ஆகாயம் போலிருப்பன் ஓரிய நித்த சித்த உருவனாம் அவ்வான்மானான் எரியது வெம்மை போல எவன் நித்த போத ரூப ஒருவனாய் கம்பமின்றி ஒளிதரும் எவனைச் சார்ந்தே அறிவிலா கரணம் மிந்தி ஆதி தன் தொழில் மேற்செல்லும் அறிவுரு நித்த சித்த நாயுள அவ்வான்மானா அத்தத்திற்பதிபலித்த அம்முக முகத்தின் வேரோர் vattu vanradu por buddhi varusida basa sivan sidduru vevvan vera siridu mor vattu aha advaya nitta siddha ayula avvanmana attame illaiyahil ammuha basamindru vattuvaayutra deha badaname viharpamindri buddhiyatridave yavan polivana bhasamindri attira nitta siddha nayula avvanmana. So yesterday we were seeing, yesterday or day before yesterday, when the face is reflected in the mirror, you see the reflected face. Pratibhimbam it is called in Sanskrit. When you see the reflected face, it is nothing but the original face. Is it not so? The reflected face has got no independent existence apart from the original face. Similarly, buddhi varu siddhabhasan. So that siddhabhasan, who is the reflected consciousness in the buddhi, he is none other than the original self only. Sitturuve avan. So he is not something different from that. In fact, he has no separate existence apart from this Siddhuru, apart from that real self. So that real self, Advaya Nidda Siddhan, non-dual, Nitta Siddhan, always enlightened or always liberated, that Nitta Siddhan Ayula Avvanmanan, I am that. So here we have to understand that when the Satchit Swarupam, when it reflects in the buddhi, in our buddhi, it expresses as Chidabhasan. Abhasan means what? The reflected consciousness. Like the face which is reflected in the mirror. So the number one point is, this reflected face is nothing but the original face only. Similarly, this Chidabhasan is none other than the Chit Swarupam only. And not only that, he has no independent existence of his own. If the face is removed, there is no reflected face on the mirror. Similarly, when the Chidabhasan is not there, there is no Chid Abhasan. When the Chit Swarupam is not there, there is no Chidabhasan. So he is the essence and the Jiva is just the reflected, temporary. He comes and goes, but he shines always. So that ever liberated Anma I am. And then Hastamalaka goes on to say, Attame illayahil. If the mirror is not there, or if the mirror is broken, then what happens? You won't find any reflected face at all. Then what is the meaning? Is the reflected face gone back to the original face? No. When the mirror is not there, the reflected face is not there. Then what remains is the original face. Similarly, when the buddhi is transcended, then there is no Chidabhasan, the ego sense, the ahankara, that is me. And what remains is the pure self. So the whole of the sadhana is to transcend this body-mind. When you transcend it, this ego sense is not there. When the ego sense is not there, whatever world is projected by the ego sense is not there. So what remains is only the self. Buddhi attridave yavan polivanam abhasam indri. So when there is no buddhi, means what? The buddhi is transcended. Then yavan polivana abhasam indri. Then one who shines without that reflected consciousness, this ego sense. And who is he? Attira Nitta Siddhanayula Avvanmanan. So ever present, ever attained, that Anmanan, that Swarupam, I am. So till here we have seen last class, now 7th. Last class we have read 7th, but once again we have to go through it. Manachachuvadiyodu Maruvidadirupanyavan Manachachuvadihatku Manachachuvadiyavan Manachachuvadiyale Maruvidapadadan yavan Anittamil Nitta Siddha Ayula Avvanmana. See here, Manam means the mind. Chachu means Sakshu, Sanskrit term. It is taken from Sanskrit and used in Tamil. Chachu means the eyes, etc. Adi means etc. So the mind and all the senses, Manachachu Adiyodu Maruvidadirupanyavan. Meaning one who does not become one with that. Though he is functioning through the senses and mind, he doesn't become senses and mind. Who? The real self. At the same time, without him, the senses and the mind, they cannot function in the respective field, because he is a light, or he gives the light for the senses and the mind to function. So, Manachachuvadihatku Manachachi. Therefore, he is called as the senses, the eye behind the eye, the ear behind the ear, and the mind behind the mind. So, why? Because without him, there is no perception, the eyes cannot function, there is no emotions or thinking, because the mind cannot feel or think. So, with this light, everything is known. Therefore, he is called as Manachachuvadihatku Manachachuvadiyavan. He is the mind behind the mind. He is the eyes behind the eye. Adhe samayam Manachachuvadiyale Maruvidapadadan yavan. He cannot be known through the senses and the mind. Manachachuvadiyale Maruvidapadadan yavan means he cannot be known through the senses and the mind. So that Anittamil Nitta Siddhanayuda Avvanmanan. Anittamil means what? Without beginning or without end. That Nitta Siddha, ever present, ever attained, that self I am. Siddhan means ever liberated. That self I am. The bondage and liberation is only for the jiva, but for the self, no bondage, no liberation. So ever liberated it is called. So here a beautiful thing is revealed. He is the force, or he is the power, or he is the intelligence behind the eyes and mind. Since because he is functioning through eye and the mind, he will not become an eye and the mind. He is always vilakshanam. He is separate, distinctly different from the senses and the mind. Without him, there is no illumination for the sense and the mind. Therefore, he is called as the eye of the eye or the mind of the mind. At the same time, he can never be known by the senses and the mind. Maruvida yavan. As I told you the other day, the battery is giving power to the torchlight. With the torchlight, if you want to see the battery, it cannot happen. So, with the senses and the mind, if you want to see the source of the light, which is illuminating the senses and the mind, it is not possible. Therefore, one has to transcend the senses and the mind to know him and abide in him. So that self I am. This is what Hastamalaka is revealing. So till here, Ekatesham we have seen last time. Now we will move on. Kadasalam thorum thonrum Kadiravan oruvane pol Udalurum ullam thorum Olirinum nanavaha சுடருவன் ஒருவன் தானே சுத்த சேதனனாயாவன் அடைதலின் நித்த சித்த ஆயுள அவ்வான்மானா கடசலம் தோறும் தோன்றும் கதிரவன் ஒருவனே போல் உடலுறும் உள்ளம் தோறும் ஒளிரினும் நானாவாக சுடருவன் ஒருவன் தானே சுத்த சேதனனாயாவன் அடைதலின் நித்த சித்த ஆயுள அவ்வான்மானா. Ghatam means spot. Salam means jalam. Jalam has become salam. Jalam. So there is a pot and there is a water in the pot. Right? When it is kept outside, let us say. And now, let us say there is not one pot, there are so many pots, let us say. And when it is kept out in the facing to the sky, let us say. Then you will find the sun reflected in the waters. Is it not so? In each pot you will see the reflection of the sun. Is it not so? So that is what is said here. Kadasalam thorum thondrum kadiravan. Kadiravan means sun. So Kadasalam thorum kadiravan. So that sun who is reflected in each pot, oruvane pol. That sun is only one, na? Though the reflections may be different, because there are different pots. And in the water, the sun is reflected. See, in the pot, straight away the sun cannot reflect. That should be water. So in the waters, the sun is reflected. Though the reflected sun appears to be different in different pots, actually the sun is only one who is shining in the sky. Right? Similarly, udaluru ullam dorum. This udal is the pot. This body is the pot. Ullam, the mind, the antakaranam is the waters in which the chit or the swarupam is reflected. So, nanavaga chudaru olirinum. Nanavaga olirinum means in each pot or in the each body, inside the each antakaranam, even though he appears to be different, has different jivas, like this reflected sun in the different pots. But sudaruvan oruvan dane chutta chetananayavan. The self is only one who is shining as different jivas in different body minds. So that adaidalin itta siddhan. Adaidalin means what? He cannot be attained. Why he cannot be attained? He is already attained. Like the necklace around the neck. A lady thought she has lost her necklace and she was searching everywhere. Yo, I have lost the necklace. அவருக்கு தெரிஞ்ச என்னை கொன்னு போட்டு போறாரே. You know what? If my husband knows, he will kill me. Why? It's so valuable, no? So she was searching everywhere for the necklace. And she happened to look herself in the mirror and she saw her necklace around her neck. Oh, necklace is here. I have got it. What is I have got it? You have never lost it. You thought you have lost. It was always with you. So similarly, this is never lost to be gained. So adaidalin means what? It is never attained because it is never lost. That nitta siddhan, always attained, that anmanan. So very beautifully it is explained now. Now the self is only one. How come it is appearing as different selves in each one? Because of the upadhi. What is the upadhi? Ghadam, the pot, the body. And it cannot reflect straight away in the body, in the mind, in the antakarana. The Vijnanamaya Kosha, it is said in Vedanta Shastra. So in the waters the sun is reflected. Similarly, in the mind or in the buddhi, the chit swarupam, the Atma swarupam is reflected as chidabhasan. So, according to the vasanas in the system, he appears to be different in different pots. The pot may be different, look different. The waters may be muddied or waters may be shaky, but the reflected sun and the sun is one. The reflected sun also may appear to be shaky because of the waters, but the actual sun is never shaky, is only one. Similarly, the jiva may appear to be different because of the vasanas, he may behave differently, he or she, but ultimately the Paramatma is one. So that is myself, that is my true self. So I myself am appearing as everything. See, there is one beautiful story. I have told this story to all the devotees who have been listening for so long. But for the newcomers, I am going to tell this story. See, this story was told once by Kanchi Paramacharya, a very beautiful story. Once a king, he was having a pet dog and very dear to him. That pet dog was very dear to him. So that pet dog had access to everywhere in his palace, and it comes and sleeps along with him only. Such a dog. So this king, every day he used to go out for Nagar Vallam or something. So he had a beautiful sort of a Kannadi Maligai, a sort of a room where full of mirrors, everywhere mirrors. So every day he goes into the room and he looks in the mirror just to look at him, whether he is well dressed or not, and then he adjusts. So he can see everywhere his reflection. So he goes inside and then he goes out for the Nagar Vallam. This dog has got access to everywhere but not to this room. This dog was very curious. Why is he not allowing me inside? I am going everywhere along with him. When he enters, he says, wait outside. And then he goes in. This dog was very angry. Why my master is not allowing me in, only inside this room? What is there inside the room? He's very curious. But the king, out of compassion, he always kept the dog away, out. So one day, the king forgot to close the door. It was half open. He had rushed out for some reason. Then the dog thought, now I want to go in and see. So then he just jumped in and then he looked there. To his astonishment, he saw another dog there. Then it looked this side, another dog here, another dog there, another dog there. This got wild. My God, this king is actually sort of having so many dogs inside stealthily without me knowing, and they are all my competitors. They are all trying to occupy my space. So I will not allow, dogs, they will not allow other dogs to enter into their area. So he started barking. Then the other dogs also started barking. He started barking, the other dogs barks. Everywhere the dogs were barking. This dog got so mad, and then it went and dashed against the mirror. Here the dogs were barking, here the dogs were barking. So it went and dashed everywhere and it died, poor dog. So Kanchi Paramacharya says, we are like that dog only. We don't know it is our own reflection everywhere. We compete, we fight, and we suffer. We create so much of suffering in the world. But the king, he knows that he only is reflected in all the mirrors. So he enjoys all the reflections. So the king enjoys because he knows all is his own reflection. The dog, it suffers or it killed itself because it thought everything is some other dog trying to pounce on me or trying to occupy my space. See, this is the difference. So, in all the pot, who is reflected? The one sun is reflected. According to the pot's content or the water's quality, the reflection may appear to be different, but actually there is only one sun. That is my true self. If we know that, if only we know that all the reflections are my own, then there is no strife in this world. But it's very hard, na? Vivekananda says, my Guru has advised me to see only God everywhere. But when I walk on the street, if some Chandiar, if some Gunda, if he comes and hits me, I cannot see him as God. I want to hit back. That is our nature, na? But the thing is, this is the truth actually. The saint or the sinner, the rich or the poor, whoever, everybody is a reflection of the one Paramatma. And that Paramatma is my true self. I am. I am means not this body mind. That is my true self. How beautiful it is. So the reflected sun may be different because of the pots and the waters in it. Similarly, the different jivas may look to be different, behave differently. But the self is only one. And that self I am. How beautifully revealed. Huh? And then moving on. See here, this is still subtler. ஒழியதாம் அநேகங் கண்கட்கு ஒரு ரவி ஒரு காலத்தே ஒளி செய்யும் உலகத்தைப் போல் ஒரு ஞான உருவன் யாவன் ஒழியதாய் அநேகம் புத்திக்கு ஒளிர்ப்பனி உலகம் தன்னை அளவிலா நித்த சித்த ஆயுள அவ்வான்மானா ஒழியதாம் அநேகங் கண்கட்கு ஒரு ரவி ஒரு காலத்தே ஒளி செய்யும் உலகத்தைப் போல் ஒரு ஞான உருவன் யாவன் ஒழியதாய் அநேகம் புத்திக்கு ஒளிர்ப்பனி உலகம் தன்னை அளவிலா நித்த சித்த நாயுள அவ்வான்மானா ஒழியதாம் அநேகங்கட்கு அநேகங் கண்கட்கு ஒரு ரவி ஒரு காலத்தே ஒளி செய்யும் உலகத்தைப் போல். Meaning, in the world, there are so many people and everybody has got pair of eyes. But in the world, there is only one sun shining in the sky. And because of his light, things are revealed to everybody, everyone. Is that not so? See, you may argue, no Swamiji, even without sun, with the tube light, everything is illumined. No, don't go for all those arguments. See, in this example, in the daylight, let us say, without any artificial electric light, there is only one sun shining in the sky. So that's what he say here. Oliyadam aneham kangatku. Aneham kangatku, there are so many eyes. Aneham means so many. Aneham kangatku oru ravi oru kalatte. Oru ravi oru kalatte means one sun at the same time he illuminates all the objects in the world. ஒளி செய்யும் உலகத்தை. உலகத்தை means all the objects in the world. உலகம் means world. Here it means all the objects in the world. He reveals with his ஒளி. ஒளி means what? With his light. So with his light one sun who is shining in the sky, he reveals all the objects to all the eyes. Right? Similarly, ஒளி செய்யும் உலகத்தைப் போல் ஒரு ஞான உருவன் யாவன். There is only one knowledge or one intelligence, or there is only one chit swarupam, which is pure consciousness. உருவன் யாவன் ஒழியதாம் அநேகம் புத்திக்கு ஒளிர்ப்பனி உலகம் தன்னை. He alone, functioning through all the buddhi of all the jivas, he reveals different experiences of the world to every jiva. That one pure consciousness, that one alavila, which cannot be measured, it means infinite, alavila nitta siddhan, that ever attained a one manan. Kshetrajnam chapi mam viddhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. Kshetra kshetrajnyor jnanam yattad jnanam matam mama. So there is only one kshetrajnan in and through all the kshetras. There is only one knower in and through all the fields, all the jivas. Meaning, see here the example is the sun is one shining in the sky, and he reveals at the same time, oru kalatte means at the same time, different objects to different people all over the world, wherever they are. Similarly, there is only one chit swarupam, which is functioning through all the buddhis. Whether he is an Indian or an American, he is a black or brown, he is a gent or a lady or a saint or a sinner, whether he is an engineer or a doctor, or whether he is a mechanic or whatever, lawyer, whoever, in all the buddhi which is functioning, one chit swarupam, that is my swarupam, my real swarupam. What a wonderful thing. Is it not wonderful? See, my true self is the one which is functioning through these eyes, all the other eyes, through this mind and buddhi and all the minds and buddhi. And that is revealing everything to everyone. This is what our great masters have discovered. Not only here, in any galaxy, anywhere, in the Devaloka, Brahmaloka, anywhere, from the ant onwards to the Brahmaji, everywhere in all jivas, whatever knowledge is possible, that is because of my illumination. My means the Chit Swarupam, the Atma Swarupam's illumination. How beautiful. So the sun is only one shining in this is the example given, huh? And all the things in the world is revealed by the one sun to all the pairs of eyes. Similarly, there is only one Chit Swarupam, pure consciousness, which through all the intellects functions and reveals the different worlds, the worldly experiences, everything. So if you identify with that one self, then you can enjoy like that king. But when you identify with the jiva, you feel everybody is different, trying to pounce upon you or occupy your space or try to compete with you. And then there is fight and quarrel, and then there is anartham only. So two examples are given. One is there are different parts and the waters, the sunlight is reflected. So reflected sun is different. But the sun shining in the sky is one. Similarly, because of the body and the mind, the jiva may appear to be different, but the swarupam is one. That is only reflecting in all the jivas. So the other example is, sun is only one shining in the sky, and he reveals all the things to all the pairs of eyes everywhere. Similarly, there is only one intelligence that is functioning through all the buddhis of all the jivas, wherever they are. And that is only expressing as the world. That is only expressing as not seeing the world, expressing as the world. As the beings, as everything. How wonderful it is. So, that is the infinite possibility. But we shrink ourselves into this body mind and only this I am. All the other things I don't know. Something else. But when I abide in my own self, then what? I am open up to an infinite possibility. I am the one who is functioning through all the eyes, all the minds, all the buddhis, everywhere in the world. And all the knowledge belongs to me. Without me, there is no knowledge. Without me, there is no power to drive anything, anywhere. So, that is my true self. So, this is Brahmajnanam. This is not ordinary knowledge. This is something wonderful. And you know, the beauty is, nobody is exempted. It is you. Tat Tvamasi. That is why Vivekananda said, each soul is potentially divine. When somebody calls somebody as a sinner, he doesn't like. Vivekananda, he retaliates. No, every soul is potentially divine. So because of my mind or the vasanas, I may behave differently. But essentially, as Chit Swarupam, I am divine only. Similarly, you are also divine only. Whatever may be your expression, whatever may be your thought, whether good or bad, but you are divine. That is why Mahatma Gandhi said, hate the sin, not the sinner. Hate the sin, but not the sinner. Meaning everybody is divine only. So Hastamalakan, at that young age, for the first time he opened his mouth, he spoke, and he spoke the highest. How wonderful it is. Huh? Shocking, yeah, to everybody. To his father, imagine. Father would have gone. So we'll stop here. So we will continue tomorrow. Om Purnamadha Purnamidam